Hi guys, so in today's video I just wanted to go through a really commonly used music production term and just kind of clarify exactly what it actually means. And this term is region. Now you may have come across this in other YouTube videos or a production class, or maybe a fellow producer said it to you once and you didn't know what it meant, so you just smiled and carried on. But it's actually a really simple concept once you know, of course. Okay, so what exactly is a region then? Well, this green box here is a region, this blue box here is a region, and this yellow box here is a region. Now, a region is a segment of audio that, when combined with lots of other ones, makes up the project. So each region contains a small portion of audio or MIDI that converts to audio that makes up the whole project. Okay, so in a sense, a region is a container for your music. If you imagine a cup of tea, the cup contains the tea, and if you took that cup away, you'd end up with tea all over yourself or your worktop or whatever. In the same way, a region contains the music. And the good thing about it being contained in this way is it means that you can move this region or move this container wherever you like. Okay, and you can make that container bigger, or the region bigger, and you can make that region smaller. Okay. You can also chop that region in two, so the container in two, and now you've got, two regions or two containers for your music. Okay, so you can see how useful this could be. So you can end up, within a sense, instead of one cup of tea, you can end up with two smaller cups of tea, right? Same sort of principle, but instead of tea, it's your music that you've written in. Okay, so now you can do this with a MIDI region. And then you might have also noticed this audio region here and this drummer region here. And they're all ever so slightly different. But the main difference is with a MIDI region, what you're doing is when you input notes, so that's when you click record, or you go into the editor and type in notes, like so. What you're really doing is you're inputting a sort of command to say to this synthesizer over here, play this note that I've just selected just here, and you can add in a whole bunch of different notes. Okay, and it's as easy as that, right? Now, if you then play that back, right, it sounds okay. There's no composition awards being won here, but it's very easy. Now, let's say you go, you know what, I don't really like this note here. Let's delete that. It's really that simple, really easy. Let's delete this one too. Great, now let's play this back. Okay, and maybe you think, actually, I don't really like the sound of this synthesizer, or that these notes are coming out as what they're sounding like. Let's go over to the synthesizer over here and change the sound in the menu up here. And then let's click and play this back. Okay, so you can see how powerful and quick and easy this is. You can keep in the same notes that you've written in here or recorded in and just change the sound, and it sounds completely different, right? So this is the power of MIDI, and why MIDI regions are so helpful, is you can end up creating something very quickly and making it sound completely different a moment later. So it's very editable, right? That's kind of the main point here. Whereas if we go to the audio region here, have a quick listen to this. So, that's what's recorded, but we can't, you notice how the windows are different here. This, we can, on the MIDI region, we can delete notes, right? Whereas on this audio region, where we can't do that, right? We can click here and it will split the region. And if you look up here, you see that it's not deleted it, it's just cut it, right? So that's the main difference. An audio region is in a sense much more fixed than a MIDI region. So you've kind of taken a snapshot of whatever you recorded, and that's kind of what you're stuck with in a way. Now you can add in effects and stuff. So you could add in some reverb, for example, and make it sound different. So it's not like you can't do certain things with an audio region. It's just different to a MIDI region. And both MIDI and audio regions have, different pros and cons. So something to bear in mind. So the take home here is that a region, whether it's a MIDI or an audio, is a container for your music. So, but depending on what it is you want to do, depends on what kind of region you have. Okay. Now, if you wanted to create a MIDI region, let's just delete this, and you go, well, how do I get one of these up? 2-finger click and click on create empty MIDI region, or right click, 2-finger click, depending on whether you're using a trackpad or not. Okay. The other way is you can click record, so arm to record, get your musical typing up or USB, and then click record and start playing it. Okay, and it populates the region depending on how many notes you played in. Okay, now the drummer region down the bottom, if we zoom in really quickly, we can see they're ever so slightly different when you look at them. So this drummer region here looks ever so similar to this audio region, but not quite, and it doesn't really look that similar to the MIDI region at the top. Now, a drummer is a synthesizer specific to Logic, which is a drum kit or electronic drum kit synthesizer, which plays audio files but is editable like a MIDI region. So if we double click or press E or come up to this little pair of scissors, you can actually add in instruments, for example. And if you look at this region down here, it actually starts to have little extra bits of audio brought in. Okay, and you can change, how much you want in there, how quiet you want it, and all that kind of stuff. So just to make you aware, this is a sort of blend between the MIDI and audio region type. But we'll go into this in a different video a bit more. Okay, so yeah, that's the general gist of it. That is what a region is. It's a container for your music, a small segment of your music in your overall project, which when combined makes up your project. Great, so now you know. Hopefully that helps, and thanks for watching.